Hello, Richardson ISD. So 2020 is finally in the rear view, and it is with joy and great hope that I say Happy New Year. The new semester brings about many new things, and one is that many students have changed their learning environment. As of today, we have 33% of our students learning virtually and 67% of our students learning in person. I have some good news to report. Over the break, our RISD nurses were able to begin receiving the vaccine. Even though the vaccine is starting to become available, we must remain very diligent in following our health and safety protocols. Positive cases in our community continue to be very high, and we want to continue to do our part to protect our teachers, frontline staff, and the many people in our community who are at risk. We want to make sure we're protecting our students. Masks are still required on campuses and in RISD facilities for everyone. Please help us keep the virus out of our schools and facilities, and it takes everyone working together to keep each other safe. Now, regarding COVID vaccinations for others, the bottom line is that we are waiting direction from our local health authorities. While vaccinations are occurring in groups 1A and 1B, this does not include any educators besides our school nurses. We are continually advocating for our teachers and campus personnel to be considered as essential workers who should be in a priority round. We are working with our officials every day. Some confusion on this resides in the fact that our state made the decision to exclude educators from the first rounds. Ideally, we want to offer COVID-19 vaccinations to our employees just as we do flu shots every year. In the case of flu shots, health officials come to us and they administer them to everyone, and it works out really well. To our staff, please know that we are advocating on your behalf, and we hope to have some more direction soon. A few other things about this month. January is School Board Appreciation Month. At our January 11th board meeting, we celebrated our 7 wonderful board members, President Karen Clardy, Jean Bono, Regina Harris, Kim Caston, Aaron Lynn, Eric Eager, and Debbie Renteria. If you see one of them out in the community, please take a minute to thank them for their service to RISD. They are certainly worthy of our gratitude. Also, at Monday's board meeting, our community-based bond steering committee made a recommendation on all of the projects to be included in the May 2021 bond election. It was an awesome presentation. If you are interested in learning more about this, you can watch the meeting online on our website. And finally, as part of our meeting, we recognize a great group, our Richardson, Dallas, and Garland Police Departments, in recognition of Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. We are so grateful to our public servants, especially our school resource officers, who partner with us to keep our schools safe. And along those lines, last week was a very difficult time for our country. As a district, we are supporting our students and our staff members. We are all supporting each other. The actions our young people have seen play out in the media the past week have been difficult to process, but we want our students to know that we are here and that we're going to keep them safe. Parents, we want you to know that we are aware of many concerns about next week's inauguration and other reports of events across our state and country. Our schools are safe places, and as hard as we have worked this year to keep the virus out of our school, we will work to keep our schools safe and to keep hate and violence out of our schools. As well, you can expect to see increased police presence throughout the community and around all of our schools next week. The safety and security of our students and our staff is of the utmost importance and concern. In closing, Monday, January 18th is a student and staff holiday to celebrate the birth, life, and dream of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. MLK Day is also a national holiday designated as a national day of service to encourage all Americans to volunteer to improve their communities. It is a time to remember the injustices that Dr. King fought. This is a time for us all to remember his words, "The time is always right to do what is right." I want to close with a short story from a special teacher who teaches at Mark Twain Elementary. Last week, following the events at the Capitol, she was teaching her students about Martin Luther King Jr., and she shared with me an activity that she did that brought the Washington event into the discussion. This teacher said, "Wow, She said, "How I wish everyone could hear the opinions, voices, problem solving, and common sense that her fourth graders shared. It was one of those incredible moments," she said, "in a teacher's life. One that you are allowed to sit back and observe the skills that you have taught in action." Students were listening to each other and then sharing their thoughts. She said she monitored, guided, and supported just as needed. And she shared how she listened to discussions about respect and what it means to agree and disagree. She said her heart sang with joy throughout the entirety of the day. In a year when there is so much uncertainty and stress in our lives, these moments are treasures. Thank you to parents for sharing your students with us, and thank you to teachers for all that you do to be positive role models for our children and our young people.